Friday, August 18th, and I cannot believe we're here. We talked about these levels, and it actually is here to the penny right now on ARKK. 39.50. That's the 200-day moving average. The 20-week moving average, the 50-week moving average is maybe a little bit below that, 39.40, something like that. Look, that's not good, man. We'll talk about a lot of other stuff in a second, Evergrande bankruptcy and everything, but just look, you can tell here, if we close below this 50-day moving average, you got to ask yourself, is the bull market over? Man, things have really rapidly changed. RK, this is the final line in the sand. We've been snookered here because we thought these different support levels would hold, the 20-week, the 50-day, all the while acknowledging that, hey, the ultimate line in the sand is 39.50. I didn't think it would get there, but once, all these support levels broke, that was what it was saying, and now we're here. So you really got to ask yourself, and the question, the problem is, the market, you're saying you want the market to bounce here in order to keep the bull market, right? You want the market to bounce here in order to keep, but how's the market going to bounce here when you had Evergrande last night? So things are a little scary. Talk about Evergrande in a second. As SPY, okay, we gave you a target of 432. That was easy. We're short SPY. Oh, one thing we did right. I'll be covering the short at 432. You have triple support at 432. Okay, you have these candles. Let's go to the right there. You can see these candles right. No, let's go to the year. Okay, yeah. These candles right here, these three candles, the top of this candle right here, plus the 20-week moving average. Okay, I like that. That's a great signal. Triple support. It's both a magnet and. All right, I'm a little less scared about the SPY bouncing. I think it will bounce, meaning I think it bounces off 432. It's a much more diversified index. It's still in, bull above all. It's still above basically all, the 20-week moving average. So I think you get an initial bounce there. ARK and IWM, a little bit more worried about. IWM also right at that key level. Look at this. Wow. Look at that. RSI 29. Normally, I would say, yeah, man, absolutely. Buy the hell out of this thing right now. Out of IWM, out of RK, and maybe that is the right thing to do, but I'm worried about Evergrande. So Evergrande, this is the Chinese real estate developer, filed for bankruptcy last night in New York. I think they have like 300 billion in debt, and they also have 30 billion in foreign debt. So, I was like trying to have conversations about this last night on Twitter with people who are, have more experience in finance industry, more experts in the finance industry. And I'm trying to figure out, is this something that's going to have counterparty risk? Is something that's going to crash like financial markets? And between that conversation and other comments I've seen, people are saying no, but I don't believe them. Okay, I've seen this movie many, many times. And anytime you have a large institution with a lot of debt, there's so much like hidden, everything's interconnected. The world is really, really interconnected. And even if they say, okay, 270 billion of the debt's in China, in one way or another, it has like a snowball effect. And there's other firms around the world probably that are attached to that 270 billion China debt, and somehow or another it gets back to the United States. That's been my experience, that no matter what the intellectuals and the experts tell you on TV, okay, my instinct is that this is going to have some sort of snowball effect in the financial industry. So I'm really worried about that and the impact that can have on whether RK and IWM will bounce here at these key levels. And so what my plan is, I'm not going to short RK or IWM. And I am going to cover SPY at 432 and look for pops to short. But one short I think I'm going to keep on is in the financials. I want to stay short financials, okay? Because there's also a sentiment issue here. If that can happen in China, right, maybe it can happen here. We know there's a big concern about commercial real estate in the United States, right? So maybe that's why I'm going to keep FAS long. We're long FAS right now, okay, and we're short KRE. Now KRE is at a key support level, and I was planning on closing this today at this key support level, but now with Evergrande, I think I'm going to hold on to that KRE short, hold on to the FAS long, maybe increase our positions in these. So because of what's going on with China. Evergrande. So that's my current plan. But man, bigger picture, I'm really worried that if we close below these key levels in ARK, that the bull market for risk assets will be over. So really worried about that, because most of the stocks that we give you on the morning show are, risk assets. And, one of them, Overstock, not doing well at all. We're down like over 30% on that. So that's a problem. Look at that. It's touching that line right as we speak. So I don't have a lot of good news for you today, guys. Like, if you're a risk taker, you buy RK right now, you buy IWM right now. And man, if Evergrande wasn't happy, if that wasn't in the news, I think we'd be like loading up, maybe even on stock options, on call options in IWM and RK. And again, maybe it's the right thing to do. I don't know. This is just not a clean situation with Evergrande. So Evergrande, Evergrande, I don't know how you say it. All right, so not good. And here's something else that's not good. First of all, QQQ, at this point, your target's 350. So much more downside than at SPY. Okay, and I'll tell you why else. Like QQQ 350, like how can it get there? Look at Meta. Meta had a terrible close yesterday. This is yesterday's candle. It just sliced right through that support, the 50 DMA, and this looks ugly. Oh my gosh. Okay, like where is it going? 267. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm thinking we should short Meta somehow. Now, is it going to maybe bounce today first? Man, maybe, but then it's coming back down. You don't recover. This is broken. You don't recover this so easily. So I think it might be a good idea to short Meta, puts on Meta, something like that. And then if it does get to like 295, short it again, short it more, buy more puts. Like that's what I'm thinking. And this is, by the way, again, this chart is probably very similar to other big cap techs. Okay, I'm going to show Tesla, Meta, but there's all of them. I'm not looking at all of them now, but this is enough. This is enough to tell you, how does QQQ drop another $5-6 maybe quickly? Well, that's how. A lot of these underlying NASDAQ stocks are probably overvalued, and it's not looking good. So QQQ more downside than SPY right now. And then we got to read QQQ might go a lot. Just got to look at Meta one more time. Okay. Look at this, man. Meta may have to go to 256. It may have to fill the gap. It may have to go to 228. Like all this is, it just started going down. Okay, look at Tesla. Let's look at Tesla here. Tesla, at this point, your target's got to be 200 to 207. It's breaking every single like support level, and that you got this gap here, maybe even lower. 197 to 207. 197 is the 200 DMA. 207 is the 50-week moving average. So somewhere between there, 197 and 207 is your target for Tesla. So you can see when you look at these individual mega caps that there's a lot more room for QQQ to go down. I guess we should look at Apple. Let's see what Apple's telling us. I never look at Apple, but I'll look at it today. Okay. So Apple, man, that's been ugly. So wow, look at that. Did it break this level here? It broke 176.15. Not fun. All right, let's see what I can see here that's clear on the chart. Man, this is ugly. My. I don't know what to tell you, man. Could it go to 162 at the 200 DMA? I think that's possible. So things are not looking pretty right now. Okay, so I'm bearish on QQQ more so than SPY. SPY is more diversified. All right, let's cover that short at 432. Let's maybe short some QQQ even here, and then look for pops to short some more. And ARK and IWM, I'm just holding my breath and praying that this 200 DMA here holds. Okay, it's more like 39.30, 39.43 is the 50-week moving average. We need that. We need that to hold in order for our risk assets to rebound. All right, man. Even SMCI, look at that. It's just no stopping SMCI. Look at this. It's gapping down 3.5%. Like where's the support on this? 211 maybe, 213, 211, 212, like something like that. That might be where SMCI is going. Even Celsius finally got hit. Celsius, are you gonna have to go to the bottom of this gap here? 160. And maybe eventually you fill the gap. I don't know. No, probably not, man. Their earnings are too good, but at least 160, you could easily see happening on Celsius. So things are not pretty. And then you have earnings, And RRGB last night, they beat on the top and bottom. I got suckered in initially, and then I sold for a loss. Thank God I sold last night for a loss and not this morning. And it wasn't a huge loss. But basically, everything was great except one key figure that the shorts are hanging on to. And that key figure was same-store sales were forecasted. They reduced their guidance on same-store sales for Q4, right? So even though they beat on the top and the bottom, and they maintained their full year outlook for earnings. Actually, they increased their full year outlook for earnings. They did because on the expense side they're doing better. But the bears don't care because basically the chatter I'm hearing online is basically recession, right? So like, oh, same store sales down. That's the early sign of recession. And if there's a recession, discretionary and restaurants are going to get slammed. So we don't care what they printed. We're just going to short the hell out of RRGB. Okay. Look at Deere. Deere had a huge beat this morning on the top and the bottom, and they raised guidance, and the thing is down. And I'm trying to figure out why it's down. Well, there's something I haven't seen in the headlines. There are all the headlines that they beat completely. A couple of bears on Twitter saying that the adjusted EPS was a miss, but I can't even find that anywhere in the press release. I don't know what they're looking at, but there was some commentary on, and this is crazy. There were like 2 or 3 articles that came out on Deere, like within 10 minutes after the earnings came out, and they were like bear articles. Like these were written beforehand. These articles were written beforehand saying, and basically the thesis is, oh, there could be softness coming up because of recession. It's like all of a sudden, like institutions, everyone, they're like, that's the modus operandi they're settling in, is that they're looking for any sliver of signs that there's going to be a recession, and they're just shorting everything and saying, we don't believe in these earnings. There's a small sign here that, demand is lightening or whatever it is, and there's going to be a recession. So we're looking forward, and you're not going to be able to maintain these earnings. And that's what's going on with Deere this one. It's just a crazy, difficult market right now. And I fear that our bull market may be over. Okay. Not pretty, guys. Not pretty. They beat by 5%. I'm going to try to get out of this. I did get into it in pre-market. We'll see. Maybe we'll get out of it soon and limit our losses on that. So not a good situation. All right, great. Not great. Then let's go to our morning show list. Okay. So if you want to be a hero, you buy IWM and RK this morning. All right, at those 200-day moving averages. See if it works. I really don't know if it will. All right. So stock is finally, this is the gap fill on the Bed Bath & Beyond news. They closed the day before Bed Bath & Beyond was 25.54. So what am I going to do, man? I'm not selling it here. All right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I guess that this is just one of those that I believe in too much. And I did. I believed in it too much. And I didn't go by the technicals, or I didn't think that RK would overcome the Bed Bath & Beyond news. But I've been wrong, but I'm not going to sell it here. 25.54 is the gap fill. I'm hoping that holds. But you can obviously see that it could go to 23 at this point. If all the risk assets and RK and everything's down to 200 DMA, well, at this point, like, why not overstock? It could happen. But I'm hoping 25.54 it will hold. I've been wrong on every single support level on the way down, so don't take my word for it. All right. And listen, that's it. At this point, we are at the mercy of the market and RK. And the only thing I can suggest is sell off non-core things you don't have conviction in, have some cash and have some shorts, because like I want to hold on to LLAP. I want to hold on to Apron. I want to hold on to Quick. I'm not going to sell at these levels. So the only thing to do is to raise some cash and have some shorts. All right. That's the story. And there's nothing, actionable. Say, hey, this thing's going to rocket today. It's all about just managing risk, having some shorts, having some cash, and that's it. Don't know what to tell you. If you guys have a good idea of what to do today, let me know. But PSQH has been strong. And we'll see. I actually added more PSQH on the strength yesterday. I can't show you the chart here. That maybe that'll buck the trend. We've seen that before. We've seen in major, terrible bearish periods like the DWACs and the RUMs and the PSQHs, these politically oriented stocks, they seem to be able to buck the trend. And we have 2 positive pillars for PSQH. One is the CEO said that they can reach profitability with cash on hand that they won't need to do another raise. He said that in an interview the day after earnings. And then the other thing is that we're waiting for a huge promotion by Tucker Carlson, and maybe that's what's holding up the stock. So hopefully we can make a little bit money soon on PSQH. But other than that, I still like the thesis of all these stocks we're in: Yatra, VTSI, Quick, Apron, LAP, Overstock. I like them all. I tried getting Rivian yesterday and I had to sell it off quickly because it didn't hold. See, there you go. I thought it was holding this, and then when it didn't, I sold it off. I sold that off yesterday. I think same with, I think I had tried Uber also, and that is not looking great necessarily right now. So things are just not up. Palantir was one I was looking at, and man, this thing can go really low, Palantir, because it's so freaking overvalued. You got some support here though at 1350. Okay, let's see what happens with that. Things are not pretty. Things are not pretty. It's either an incredible buying opportunity or it's the precipice of yet another huge drop. So what can I tell you? I guess the way I'm playing it is holding on to our risk assets in case, we bounce big off this RK and IWM bottoms, shorting SPY on pops, covering that initial short, maybe shorting QQQ from here, maybe shorting Meta, keep staying long FAS and staying short on KRE in case of counterparty risk on Evergrande. And that's my playbook right now. All right, guys. Sorry I don't have better news. We should have Rex at 12 p.m. today. Okay, sometimes when the market's crazy, he can't do it, understandably. But as of now, it's scheduled for 12 p.m. today. So look for that notification to come through on the app. I'll put that in the system in a bit. Then we have our 1 p.m. update. Have a great day, folks. Good luck.